I should probably have tabletop up, eh? That might help.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, there's not that much map-wise right now anyways. But...
Not yet.
Excuse me.
Okay. I didn't watch the last one, so I don't have a super elaborate intro, but last time your time of respite, or somewhat time of respite in Abrandir came to a close. You got a little bit more familiar with your new housekeeper, Amihan, and hired some contractors, or a contractor and his sons, to do some of the repairs on your manor, the Trollskull Manor. Amihan had mentioned as well that she'll spend some time just kind of clearing out the debris and trying to create, a bit of a blank slate for you guys to settle into once you come back. You also did some various errand running around town, purchasing some items and preparing yourself for your journey to the Forge of Fury. Midori came and met you at your manor in the evening, and we rejoin you as you had just felt your forms stretch and squeeze. You saw the weave of the material plane kind of rushing by you, and that same sickening feeling you felt when Midori has roped you into cross-planar travel before. And as you find yourself standing atop a bit of a stone outcropping, you see a path leading to a small dwarvish establishment, which you assume to be Blazingdell. The air here is thin and cold, and you kind of pull your collars up closer to your head and around your necks to kind of protect yourself from the cold. And you see architecture kind of composed of these sharp, sheer angles that mirror the cliff faces surrounding the settlement. What do you do?
Oh shit.
Hey, Midori, you been here before?
Midori didn't go with you. She just ported you.
Oh, she didn't? Oh, she
Oh,
just
shit.
transported. Look down at the ground, kick some dust, pretend I didn't.
Yeah, as you say that,
Midori!
you turn over your shoulder to address Midori, and you find that
She gone.
she's gone.
Should we walk on in? This is Blazingdell.
After you.
All right, here we go, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll just start walking.
Sounds good. So you kind of begin crunching through the snow down off of the outcropping and up the kind of roughly hewn stone steps that lead up to the settlement. And as you approach, you see a heavy stone-crafted arch, some dwarvish runes carved kind of along the perimeter of it. And you see two stout dwarvish who look to be guards standing kind of at the foot of the pillar, and they call out to you saying, "Aye, who goes there?"
just a
Oh.
set of travelers looking for shelter and sleep for the night. Maybe a tavern.
All right. Well, as long as you're not, you know, affiliated with any of the orcish raiders in the vicinity, you're welcome to share with our provisions and accommodation.
Far from raiders. We're happy to exchange coin for any means you have.
They give you a nod and say, "Your coin is certainly welcome, and welcome to Blasingdale."
Thank you.
They give you kind of a nod, and as you walk through the space, you see them kind of scanning up and down your persons, and just kind of like, oh, bless, just kind of clocking, any weaponry and armaments you carry on yourself, and just kind of putting some tabs on them.
For my glamored studded leather armor, I've attuned to it now. But at this time,
Yeah, I would say, through kind of your dinner and your final meal at the manor before heading out, you could have spent some time to attune to it.
so I'll say the command word "poof," and then the glamored leather armor just looks like a really hard body, really sculpted pectoral muscles, and like an 8-pack. And then I'll kind of like move my coat out so they just like look at me and they can see this like sculpted chest.
So it looks like you're like yeah.
Yours probably cold too.
Hey.
But yeah, I'll make the nipples really hard then.
Make a perception check, Yopa.
What? Oh, to like make it look accurate.
No, just a perception check.
Oh, okay. All right. 7. Ooh. It's my modifier. 21.
Nice.
Good first roll of the night.
As you guys kind of crest the entrance to the settlement, you hear one of the dwarvish guards under his breath say, "Those elves are crazy. He'll be cutting diamonds with those nips at some point soon." So upon entering the settlement, you see it's a pretty quaint little town. They're all kind of just one story, very kind of angular buildings, mostly just, square, rectangular, sturdy and well built, as your friend Torin, and just, functional, not really a lot of embellishment in the way of ornate carvings or anything like that. But there's kind of a main thoroughfare that leads to kind of a four-way intersection in the middle of town. And you see a roughly hewn stone statue of some dwarvish figure holding kind of a morning star type weapon above its head, a fierce kind of roaring expression on the face. You see this kind of main intersection is where kind of the merchant or business type settlements are, and then all of the kind of offshoots are where the residential spaces are. You see, a couple different signs. None of them have writing underneath them. You just see a metal crafted signboard with a crossed wrench and hammer hanging above one. It looks like whoever crafted the signboards here it was all the same kind of commission because they're all very similar. Another one has kind of a bulging sack of sorts that's kind of tied off, and then another one with two kind of hefty steins clinking off of each other.
That'll probably be our best bit for the night.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
See if they have any respite there.
Let's head to the two steins.
Chat with some locals.
Cool. Sounds
Is
good.
it like pretty busy? Like, is there lots of people walking around and shit like that?
Right now, it's pretty quiet in the streets. You see, yeah, a lot of kind of the residential buildings that you pass. There's a faint kind of flicker of torch or candlelight in the space, and you can hear, teapots beginning to whistle and the clink of dishes as people are kind of, cleaning up after dinner. It seems like everyone's kind of hunkered down for the evening, whether it's, at the tavern or in their homes.
Cool.
But as you approach the sign with two steins, you push open two heavy wooden doors, and within the space, see a small tavern. There's a bustling dwarvish woman with kind of long flowing red hair and a bit of a 5 o'clock shadow, kind of darting back and forth between patrons who are sitting at the bar, topping steins off, and responding to a bell as someone tosses a tray on kind of a pass and says, "Order up." You see just two groups of patrons at the moment. There's only 4 tables in here, along with kind of the bar top. There are, yeah, a group of 2 who sit at the bar, and another table of 4 dwarves who are just kind of enjoying the merriment amongst each other.
Merriment.
Our top or table?
Yeah, there are a set of seats that are big enough for us. Big enough for Bjorn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some cushions on the ground.
Yeah, kind of scanning around the room, you see there are, like most of the chairs are kind of between dwarf height and human height, so that they don't really have to, double up on furniture. So your Bjorn's knees might be a little bit up, kind of around the rib area, but serviceable.
All right.
As you slide some of the chairs out, you hear a gentle dwarvish voice kind of call out, saying, "I'll be right with you, dearies."
Is that the red-headed, bearded dwarf?
Yes.
Barkeep? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Keep.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. Oh, Steph dropped, I think. Did you lose your connection?
Sorry, I'll get back.
Okay. So after you guys kind of post up at your table, the dwarvish tavern keeper comes over and says, "Evening to you. Welcome to the Two Steins." Um, can I get anything for you folks?
What's the drink of this fair place?
Primarily ale of dwarvish make. That's probably 95% of our inventory here, but if you have any special requests, I'll see what I can muster.
What's the other 5%?
We've got a handful of, or at least a small cask of dwarvish bourbon. It's maybe been collecting a bit of dust, but I imagine it's still tasty nonetheless.
Do you have goat milk?
uh, goat milk. We do primarily used as kind of a cooking ingredient in stews and the like, but I'll see if we have enough to, portion you off a stein.
Okay, thank you.
And
I'll take an ale to start. And what sort of food do you have tonight?
tonight we've got a hearty, creamy root stew, vegetable stew, and that's pretty well it. We've got kind of, a rotating menu that rotates through one item through the week.
Well, that sounds just fine to me.
Yeah, root stew sounds good.
So round of ale and stew.
And a goat's milk. And
And
she
the goat milk.
Goat.
gives you a bit of a wink, Belial, as she sets off.
I'll
I
take
hear
2
it's
ales.
great for your
actually.
skin.
She turns back over her shoulder and says, "Aye, all right. The elf's double fisting, noted." And she kind of bustles back to the kitchen, placing the order, and you see her go to the bar top, and she does like the very kind of traditional way of pouring beer. She has like the beer stick that she uses to like swipe the excess foam off of. Gives it kind of a tap on the bar top, and returns a few minutes later with a round of stew ale and a stein of goat's milk.
Now this
So-
is what I'm talking about.
The root stew is excellent, isn't it? You'll get your own helping of goat's milk in that as well.
That's fantastic.
So what brings you through Blazing Dale? I haven't seen fresh faces for quite a while.
We're passing through here, but we're in search of an artifact, and we'll be making our way to try to find the Forge of Fury, believe it or not.
You see her expression kind of become still for a moment. And
Aye, I know. Tall task, I know.
and she says, "Well, if there were anything in the way of artifacts in the area, the Forge of Fury would probably be your best bet."
What lies between here and the Forge? If you don't mind me bending your ear a bit.
The way to Khundrukar, or the Forge of Fury, is it's probably about a day's travel on foot. Uh, I believe the entrance is a mountain door. Uh, excuse me. At the base of the stone tooth. The stone tooth is. I'm not sure you could see it this time of night, aside from maybe the silhouette, but it's a kind of a barren mountaintop that kind of stands above the rest in the area. There is a path that leads that way. I know that on occasion, orcish raiders have been known to travel it at times, but you look like you'd be able to handle yourselves in such a situation.
We've been in situations before and we've handled ourselves well, but try to avoid such conflicts as much as possible. But some things cannot be avoided.
Sure.
And it's 3 days away from here? Is that correct?
It's
The day.
about a day on foot at,
Oh, a day. Okay.
a brisk pace.
Well, maybe when things slow down here a bit, we can ask you to draw us a bit of a map or write down some key things that we might need to avoid. But we won't keep you right this moment, and I'll just I'll slide a couple gold over, just to show that we are thankful.
She says, "Well, I'm not much in the way of a cartographer, but I'll I'll take one of these gold for the food and drink, as well as a bit of a tip. But save your other gold for what's his name?
And are these raiders, do they hang out in this the Stone Tooth, or is it they hang out around it?
I imagine that a lot of them are probably holed up in that space. They were kind of the last known humanoid inhabitants of the space. It was kind of sacked and raided, and ownership of it was taken from the original dwarven residents. And I imagine they're, still operating out of the space.
That
In
sucks.
in the way of a map, maybe speak with Grobmir over at the table over there. He's a bit of an adventuring type himself, and has, explored the area. He might be able to draw you a map or something.
What was this gentleman's name? Sorry.
Grobmir.
Grub.
Grubmir. Grubmir.
I'm sorry, did we catch your name?
No, my name is Magd. Magd Battlefoot.
Mag. Well, lovely to meet your acquaintance. We are the Doomseekers.
Hey, lovely to make your acquaintance as well, Doomseekers. If it's Doom you seek, the Forge of Fury is a great place to start.
Nice Oyford.
So yeah, she slides the one gold piece back to you and pockets the other one for your meal and drinks.
Funny.
Were you gonna say something, youngest?
I was just wondering if there's like lodging here. Did Torin just ask that?
No, I didn't ask about that.
Oh, okay.
She's
Just
still
wondering.
yeah, she's still hanging out at the table. Yeah, we've got a couple of rooms, 4 usually, but 2 of them have been booked. So we got 2 remaining.
How many beds are in the room?
One is a larger bed, and then the other has two small beds and a cot under each of them.
I feel like that'd be good, no, guys?
I think it'll be alright. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
No stranger to getting cozy.
So the one room,
2 rooms.
2.
You said there's 2 left, right?
Yeah.
2 rooms for you.
All right, that'll be 4 gold for the night.
I'll grab this, everybody.
Aww.
I've already finished 1 pint. I'm throwing money out.
We don't have to get anything tonight, eh? Before we roll out. Like, do we need to have better clothes? Do you think? Like, it's cold out.
Maybe in the morning we can take a stroll through town. And what time is it? It's evening, right? Like we waited till evening to leave.
Yeah, it's like after dinner. And you guys have had two meals of stew for dinner, basically.
Stews.
Yeah.
We love stews.
Yeah. You had your appetizer in Abrandir and then your second stew, like halfway across the continent.
Yeah.
Second stews.
Yeah, second stews.
Technically traveled a long way.
Right?
Well, I'll be running the tap room for the rest of the evening. We still, service runs for another couple hours, so make yourself at home, and I'll keep them coming if you're staying around. But otherwise, she begins kind of digging through the front pocket of her apron and sets a brass key on the table and says, or two brass keys, sorry. One of them is a little bit fancier than the other. The one is just kind of like an oval handle. The other one is carved into kind of an ornate, like dwarvish rune on it.
Cool.
Should we find this Gudurmer, whatever his name is?
Gudurmer.
Grumir? Or
Gudurmer?
Gruvimir.
Grumir?
Is that like a morning thing?
I think he's sitting on a table right over here.
Yeah,
Oh,
he might
that's-
not even
he's
be
near
here in the
us.
morning.
We may as well talk to him tonight. Buy him an ale.
See what he knows about the path.
Aye. And the perils we face.
He's a dwarf. Does he look like a dwarf?
Make a perception check.
I thought she said.
It's 2 gnomes in dwarf clothing.
Perception. I could probably smell him, right? I can give him a sniff too.
If you'd like.
15.
Are you sniffing or looking?
I'm giving it a little bit of sniff.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, whereas like most of the patrons of the space just have kind of a static, kind of spilled ale smell on them. You smell a the aromatic fragrance of pine and yeah, the kind of spicy pine smell of someone who's potentially been, traversing amongst the native coniferous trees.
He's very piney. Does that help at all?
Yeah, you kind of follow the scent thread, and you're able to pinpoint it to a scarred and weathered dwarvish man. He has kind of a uh, makeshift eye patch. It's not really like a pirate's eye patch. It's just like a kind of a piece of black cloth that's like wrapped at an angle around the head, covers one eye, and it's kind of got a white line of like salt and sweat that's been kind of repeatedly, moistened and dried over and over again. Um, but you see kind of a big cloud of smoke uh, billowing from his nostrils as he takes a pull from his pipe, and the smoke kind of curls up, and you can see kind of the gray beard yellowed at the edges of the mustache and kind of up the sides of the sideburn area.
Um, Wait, you said he has an eye patch. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. Yeah, he's like an old gray dwarf with like a black piece of cloth tied over one eye and a tobacco stained mustache.
All right, I'm gonna go over there.
Is he with anybody?
Yeah, he's currently sitting at a table with three other dwarvish patrons, one man and two dwarvish women.
I'm gonna grab my stein, which is like too big. I'd have to hold it like up against my chest block. And I'm gonna go over to him and be like, "Well, hello there, fellow one-eyer."
uh, you see the dwarvish man kind of like looking out at dwarvish eye level, and it takes him like a split second to look down kind of at your eye level and says, "Oh, it's lovely to see a fresh and interesting face. What can I help you with?"
Interesting is a good one. I'm gonna like try to lift up my drink to tap his drink.
You like awkwardly like baby holding a big item try and like lift it up, and he heartily cheerses you and says, uh, "Be careful with that. I imagine your tolerance, at least relative to size, might be a bit lower than the dwarves of the area."
Yeah, just a little joke. Don't tell the owner. I'm actually only 8, so I probably shouldn't be drinking at all. But I won't drink too much. Don't worry. But a wise 8, like really wise.
I'm not one to judge. We dwarves give a thimble of bourbon to our 8-year-olds every once in a while if they've got a spot of a toothache or whichever. So
I like
you're
that. Any hooser doozer. Sorry to bug you while you're, hanging out with your pals. But my pals over there, those crazy kids over there, we are we're traveling. We're doing some traveling. We're just looking for some things. And we heard that you might be able to either draw us a map or kind of tell us which way would be correct to go. We're going to a Forge of Fury, which we maybe don't know how to get there for sure.
You see him kind of cock an eyebrow a little bit and kind of do another kind of scan up and down of you, and then kind of a glance over your shoulder to your party, and says, well, I was in the midst of a double date here, but to be
Oh shoot! Sorry.
to be quite frank, and no offense to anyone here at the table, but I'd be happy to spark some intrigue in this night. We've all, it's a double date, but the pair of us have been married for 100+ years, so
Holy.
we're happy to mix things up a little bit.
Huh.
I can draw you a bit of a map. I have my own references that I could translate to your own copy.
Oh, that would be cool. I mean, we have like money and stuff, so I don't want to bug you. Like, we're leaving tomorrow, so whatever. I just don't want to get lost and don't want to get eaten by anything that would want to eat me.
That's fair. The path to the Stone Tooth would not be the greatest space to get lost in. So I'll tell you what. Buy us around as a table, and you've got yourself a map maker.
Oh, okay. I will tie them around.
Cool. Sounds good. So you kind of put your finger up to Magd, who comes and joins you at the table and says, I see you've made Grogmir's acquaintance here. What can I help you with, young one?
They're on a date.
This is their regular Friday night date.
Date night. That's cool. I would like to buy them a round of beer, of whatever you're drinking.
Yeah, it'll do the trick. She gives you a nod and comes back a second later with 4 steins in hand, placing them on the table.
I'm gonna try to lift up my drink again that I've taken like 2 sips and be like, cheers to not dying.
Cheers. Cheers indeed. He says, why don't you call your friends over, and I'll show them the way as well.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna set my beer down on the ground because it's too heavy for me to keep carrying back and forth. And I'm gonna run over to the party and be like, guys, guess what? I just made a friend. They're on a date. It's kind of awkward, but I think we're in the clear.
All right, good job, youngest.
He's gonna draw us a map, so we should go hang out with him if you guys want to.
All right, should we pull a table over then?
Yeah, let's push tables together.
Björn, can you help me out here?
Yep.
Björn and I will shift this table,
Sounds good.
bring our chairs.
Yeah, they're a hefty, well-crafted. It's a hefty, kind of well-crafted make of the table. There's like long stone legs that are kind of arched in the same way that the entrance to Blasingdale is. And there's kind of a screech as you lift and slide the table over. Um, but he says, "All right, so the lot of you are off to the Stone Tooth, as I understand it."
Aye.
Yep.
Yes.
I haven't made my own way to the mountain door that kind of acts as the entrance, but I have, scouted around the area, and he begins kind of pulling out a few different pieces of parchment from his pack and kind of piecing them together, like setting them side by side, and you see a bit of a general map of the region begin to form as he takes out kind of an additional piece of crumpled parchment and begins kind of scrawling on it. Um, and it takes him probably, 10, 20 minutes. So if there's anything you'd like to discuss in the meantime as he's writing, feel free.
I'm gonna lean over and be like, "So you guys have been married for 100 years?" And just like stare at him.
Yes, we are in it for the long haul.
What's your partner name?
What's her name?
It's like it's been a while.
Yeah.
Just babe.
Just babe. What's your name, babe? She lifts her stein to you, saying, "Hello, I'm Nendothra."
Ooh.
She's also a similarly white-haired dwarvish woman, and her facial hair is less of a 5 o'clock shadow and more of kind of a trim, like 1 inch long beard.
That's cool. Do you guys have any kids?
I've never really been one to set the time aside, unfortunately. My life's been in the wilds, hunting and tracking and acting as a warden of sorts.
That's sweet.
So what's the key to a long and lovely relationship?
Well, we have similar interests. We both really enjoy like textile creation or like knitting and crocheting and the like. I often
That who made that eye patch?
Yes, it's one of many and a bit of a rotation that have been well used. But I tend to loop in areas where we can find natural fibers and the like to make textiles with. So yeah, similar interests and giving each other our own space to have separate interests as well. And to be honest, probably not having children has kept us, out and doing things. Nothing against, having children, but it just wasn't for us.
I see. Noted.
And after 20 minutes or so, He draws out a rough map for you, and I'll just post it to the important notes.
Cool.
Oh, I
Cool.
see. Do you happen to know where these packs of raiders or orcs might hang around more?
I've primarily seen them on the northern parts of the path between here and Khundrukar. Like if you go to Tabletop Sim, probably like around this area.
Oh, cool.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, it's pretty well a straight shot north along the path. You could, potentially go straight for the mountain door, which is the X that's marked on the map there. It's the front entrance to Khundrukar, and there's an old dwarf path that leads up to a bare shoulder of rock and then turns into a deep cleft in the hillside. Otherwise, I've seen a chimney. One second.
This is a very nice map, by the way. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
I thank you. My
I love your little town. The little town drawing is very cute.
I have adopted kind of a stylized approach because, realism is not really my thing. But
Did you draw this?
like me?
Yeah, you. Yeah, yeah. This is
No,
real. This is me. Yeah. Oh, okay. I see.
no, I didn't. It's online. But he says, yeah, so the mountain door should be around there. I've also seen a plume of black smoke that kind of arises from, I imagine, somewhere deeper in the forge, a little bit to the south and the east. Otherwise, the entrance is, on the southern side of the tall part of the stone tooth.
Have you ever taken this smoky entrance?
No,
Have you been there at all?
I've investigated it from afar and kind of noted the source, but it seems to be coming from a tunnel or offshoot or a chimney of sorts from somewhere deeper below. I haven't gone anywhere within Khundrukar. It's pretty heavily occupied, at least in the upper levels, as far as I know,
Sure.
by the orcish folk.
All right.
So we're pretty much just trumping right into orc territory.
Orc territory.
Yeah, I mean, if that's your approach, if you follow the path, you could do your own scouting of the area, or you could wait and watch and kind of observe the movement patterns of the orcs in the area. You could make your way all the way to the summit of the Stone Tooth. It's probably about 1,500 feet in height. So it would be, probably a couple hours of hard hiking, but you could get a vantage point from up there.
It's not a bad idea.
On
Yeah, I
the
agree.
on the eastern side, the eastern slopes of the Stone Tooth descend into a damp valley where the water is trapped by the terrain. There is kind of a dark pool there, and my suspicion is that there's a drainage channel under there that potentially connects to the lower levels of the forge.
Oh, so there are many ways in here, possibly.
There's one other entrance as well that I haven't been able to track down. It's a hand dug tunnel that was dug by the orcs, and it was used to circumvent the dwarven defenses initially in the Battle of the Smiths, when the keep was initially taken from the dwarves. But I can hear you talking, Steph, over the room in the other room, but I can't hear you on Discord.
Oh.
Oh, there we go. I can hear you
Oh,
now.
now we go.
Oh, okay. I think my connection is maybe not so good because I keep hearing.
Oh, you cut out again.
If you knew where that hidden way.
What were you saying, Yopa?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, oh, youngest, I can't quite hear you.
What about the town here? What kind of is there mining going on here? What's the operation?
Yeah, we're generally a mining town. There are, a couple isolated farmsteads and camps kind of in the hills north of town, but the locals primarily mine glintstone from the surrounding mountains.
Well, I guess that's where we're headed.
Right.
Thank you so much for the map.
Of course, and be safe. Travel carefully. You might want to find something a bit warmer.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be cold, probably inside too.
Perhaps in the upper levels, as you get closer to the forges, you may need to shed some layers, but in kind of the travel up to the Stone Tooth, I can see this one's nipples are already perhaps about to fall off.
Is there a spot in town that can be still clothing and such? Tunics and robes?
Sure, yeah, that'd be the provisioner, Nura Grimthane. She's right, in the central thoroughfare here, but she's probably closed up for the night.
It might be a morning thing.
Morning thing.
Yeah.
Get some warm clothes. I'll buy another round for everyone, and before as a little nightcap before.
Ooh, nightcap.
Awesome. Okay. So that is one additional gold for a round for both tables.
All right, I go.
The dwarvish figure kind of, as you guys finish off your nightcaps for the evening.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. Grubmere kind of turns to you, Torin, and says, if you don't mind me prying, I see you're a symbol of Osric there, and your, your characteristics, your fiery red hair, and I recognize you. I hope you don't mind me prying, but as potentially one of the storm guards, the stewards of Osric.
Aye,
That's you,
I
is
am.
it?
I am. Name's Torin.
Torin, glad to see you up here and potentially delving into one of our ancestral home places.
Aye, the stories are rich growing up, and although it may be fraught with peril, there's a bit of excitement that I have, and there's something about it. I can't wait.
Well, I'm glad to hear it, and I wish you safety. And it seems like you and your party shouldn't have too much of an issue, but those halls haven't been walked by dwarven feet since the reign of Durgadin the Black, so they'll be much
Aye.
welcome, I imagine.
Keeper Willing will be back to tell you some tales, and maybe we provide an opportunity to return some of our kind there.
One can wish. But either way, however things work out, I'll be happy to hear the tale.
Aye.
Anything else you guys would like to do before you bed down for the night?
I think I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. So who gets the fancy queen bed and who has to hang out in the cots and the singles?
I'm okay with a cot.
I mean, there's an obvious choice for the big bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least two in the Queen, I'm sure.
Biggest and smallest.
I'll take a cot.
Yeah, I'll take whatever's left.
So Bjorn and youngest in the queen bed, or youngest, are you taking a cot?
Oh, if I can weasel my way onto a bed, I will. But I'm okay with a cot.
As you guys take your keys, opening up the rooms, the room with the single beds and the cot is definitely, functional, but if a bit minimal. And then the queen suite is a little bit more, fancily decorated. There's again, still that kind of angular dwarvish make, but it's like a 4-post bed frame in the queen and kind of a drapery of canvas. But it looks Bjorn sized.
Eyes.
Cool. So you drift off to sleep after a busy day of shopping and tying things off at home and traveling.
Could I do something in the middle of the night?
Yep.
Are there any like dry sticks outside? Just like kindling of a sort.
You're leaving the tavern just to take a look around?
Or is there a fire in the tavern that I could use?
Yeah, there was a bit of a stone fireplace in the tap room of the tavern.
Cool. I'll just take out my brass brazier, put it in the fire, let it heat up a little bit. I'll take a little bit of charcoal from my bag, take a little bit of incense, crumple them up, put them in the brazier. Then I'll take some herbs, kind of bruise them a bit, take a little whiff, put them in, let it burn for an hour.
Okay. Megd, who's been kind of shutting things down for the night, wiping down steins and wiping down all the surfaces and things like that, kind of comes over after a half an hour or so of your concoction smoking and says, "There's actually kind of a nice fragrance coming from that. What are you brewing?"
Just a little, just a little something. I think you'll see it in the morning, or if you stick around long enough, you may catch what I'm brewing up here.
Well, I've still got another few minutes of cleanup, so I'd be happy to excuse me, take a look before calling it a night.
All right. I guess once the fire has all settled down, the spell has been complete. Inside the brass brazier, you'll see a little cat. And the cat kind of has grayish, kind of curly hair. And I pick it up. I look into its young blue eyes and say, "Hey, Grandpa, how's it going?"
Oh.
And I'll kind of like let it sit on my shoulder. "Hey, look, you got a little friend over here." And I'll point to Meg.
Is it like an animate cat?
It's like I don't know, find familiar. It's like a spirit cat.
Okay, cool.
Cute.
You see her come over and say, "Wow, that is not what I was expecting to come out of there." And she's like, "May I?" As she kind of puts her hand out to give it some scritches.
Of course.
She puts her hand out and begins kind of scratching on the scruff of the neck and the top of the head, and says, they're beautiful."
I'm not entirely sure what they are, but it is beautiful.
Grandpa, is this like your actual grandpa?
No. Just someone I may have thought about for a while. Just wanted to, every time I call for them, it'd be nice to think of them.
Excellent. It's a great name.
Hey, Grandpa, what do you say we head on to bed?
Your familiar kind of pounces off of your shoulders and begins kind of rubbing the side of its body up against your legs as it begins kind of trotting off towards the stairs.
Beautiful.
Meg kind of calls out once more. Good night. Good night, Grandpa. You make your way back upstairs. Is everyone else in the cot room sleeping at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So you sneak in, curl up on your little cot for the night. Grandpa pounces up and nests itself a little bit kind of in between your legs.
I think what I'll do is I'll just ask Grandpa to go curl up to Torin.
Okay.
Wait, I'm with Torin, yeah?
I don't know, where did you end up sleeping?
Oh,
You're
God,
with
I don't know where.
Bjorn?
Oh, I'm with yeah, right. Never mind.
Torin, what's your wisdom's modifier?
Let me see here. Is +4.
Okay, so 14 passive perception. Is Grandpa being sneaky or just...
Nope, just going
Cool.
curl up and give Torin some comfort.
Okay. I'd say Torin, you kind of open one eye and feel this kind of unexpected set of little paws kind of padding around on your thighs and like settling down in your shin area.
Hello there, little friend. Found a cozy place to sleep, I'll give him a little pet.
Grandpa kind of trills for a second and puts its head down.
I'll fall back asleep.
Cool. So you all drift off for a cozy night's sleep and receive a long rest. If you have anything that needs to recharge or any HP that needs to be recovered, you can do so. And you awake once more. You had been kind of used to the chirping of, the urban bird life of Abrandir, but as you awake, there's no such noises in this cold, high altitude space. But nevertheless, the sky is clear and you feel the sun beginning to beam through the windows and onto your faces as you return to consciousness.
How'd everybody sleep?
Pretty darn good.
Very well.
We're good. Still waking up.
Look at this little one that took a nap with me.
Who is that?
He just appeared in the middle of the night.
I'm gonna go up to it and give it kisses.
Everybody, meet Grandpa.
Grandpa!
Grandpa?
What a great name. Oh, little Gramps.
Where-
Gramps.
where
He's
did
gonna
you
join us, or they're gonna join us for some journeys now.
Ew.
Where did you find
Where-
this one?
Yeah, where'd you find a cat in the middle of nowhere?
I found it in the fireplace down in town.
Quite an unlikely spot for a cat.
It's got a little bit of magical powers.
Oh, cool.
I assume. It can help us scout some things.
Wow.
It's possible I could even maybe turn them into a bird if we need to. If we ever hit the seas, turn them into an octopus. Youngest, if you're feeling lonely, I think I could spend some time, turn it into a little rat folk for you. Rat friend.
I mean, I'm never lonely when things are around, but I understand what you're saying.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
Brilliant.
Should we go get some warm clothes? Anybody hungry? Breakfast before we head out?
Hey, gotta have some breakfast in the morning, before we find some clothing to better suit our new environment.
Sounds like a plan.
Cool. All right. So you head back down to the tap room, your new feline friend in tow. And Magd is already down in the tap room. It's pretty empty at this point, aside from her. But you see her already bustling around, preparing for the day, and she says, "Good morning, all. How'd you sleep?"
Very well, Magd.
Real good.
Do you ever get to rest yourself?
Yeah.
Working all the shifts.
Seriously.
It's business ownership here. You never really get to turn it off, but I know how to wind down and relax when my day is done.
That's good to hear then.
Would you like some breakfast before you're on your way?
That would be lovely, thank you.
More stew?
The
I think
special this morning.
we do have some leftover stew, but I've also got a few fresh loaves of crusty bread if you're into, dipping or the like.
Oh, it's the little things in life that really make you happy.
Sure, coming right up. Coffee, tea for anyone?
Ale.
Tea.
I'll take a coffee and the morning ale.
Coffee.
Not goat's milk?
Coffee with goat's milk.
All right. Coming.
Stout?
A stout, coffee
No,
stout.
oat milk. Coffee, oat milk stout.
I'll see what I can get sorted for you. She goes off and returns a few minutes later. Some reheated root veggie stew, as well as a cut loaf of crusty bread, and just kind of communal pots of coffee, tea, and a pitcher of ale.
Cool.
Nice. I forgot to bring this up last night. This is real life here. Did Magd wink at Belial?
Yeah, she winked at Belial, kind of in response to his request for goat's milk.
Oh, just the goat's milk? Okay.
I mean, you could make a retroactive insight check if you'd like.
Could I do that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. Please be good, please.
Oh.
Oh, natural one.
Oh. Yeah.
It's the goat's milk.
Yeah, I mean, she's a charismatic business owner, and as such, that kind of reflects to each of the patrons that you saw her visit throughout the night. So you aren't able to distinguish if it was any sort of special treatment or anything like that.
Dang it. Yeah, I'll scarf down my food, drink my ale.
Cool. Sounds good. As she comes back kind of toward the end of the meal, she's kind of like hovering over or kind of reaching over your shoulder, Belial, to collect some of the dishes and stuff, and says, "Oh, I can feel a bit of radiant heat coming from you. Perhaps you don't need the same type of local outfitting that perhaps your companions will."
Yeah, it's very, very helpful. You ever need to be warmed up, just call me.
um,
Insight if he's coming on too.
yeah, go ahead.
I'm just joking.
Oh,
She says, "Well, you see her cheeks kind of redden a little bit, and she says, "It's
there's something there. There's gotta be.
yeah, yeah, yeah." She doesn't really respond. She just you see her cheeks kind of red a little bit. Um,
I drink my goat milk coffee.
it's good. It's good goat milk coffee.
Is it hot? Is it hot in here, or is there something between you, Belial and Magd?
I don't know. This coffee is pretty hot.
Hmm.
Pretty hot.
Mhm. Okay.
All right. So full bellies full of bread, stew, and ale and such. The day is yours.
All right, should we find what was that woman's name? What was her store? I forgot now.
The provision there.
Yeah.
Shouldn't-
Nura Grimthane.
Nura
Nora.
Yeah.
or Nura? Nura?
Yeah, Nura.
Yeah, let's head there.
What was the last name again? Sorry.
Grimthane.
Grimthane. All right.
Cool.
So you tie off your meals, stepping back out into the sunny snowscape. The streets are pretty well swept. There are kind of piles of snow accumulated toward like the bases of the buildings and some of the structural like statues and things like that. You do see the provisioners signboard just kind of across the way in the thoroughfare.
Walk.
Cool. So you make your way in. It's a pretty small space, like floor to ceiling shelves, just lined with miscellaneous dried goods and a couple oddities here and there, and then some racks that have different textiles and pieces of equipment and clothing. As you hear a someone approaching from the back room, kind of pushes a heavy stone door open as the bell above the main entrance door rings and kind of jingles against the door frame. You see another dwarven woman. She's got a trim buzz cut, no facial hair. But she says, "Good morning. It's good to see some fresh faces. I'm Nura.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Torin. Our group is here to seek some artifacts in the mountains, but we're terribly underdressed for the climate here. So we're in the market for some warmer clothes, maybe a cloaks and tunics.
Yeah, those seem like they'll be a bit of a necessity if you're planning to make your way into the mountains. And she begins kind of rifling through a rack of kind of heavily furred cloaks. They all kind of have a similar matte black exterior to them, but the inside is lined with kind of a gray, blonde, white type fur lining. She says, these will potentially do the trick, at least for kind of, your main extremities.
They seem perfect.
What's that?
Said I, they seem perfect.
Yeah, sorry we haven't got much in the way of, color selection, but black is, pretty universal.
I think it'll suit us for the type of missions we're going on anyway.
And what type of missions might that be, if you don't mind me asking?
Going on some trails that we may need to be a little more stealthy to get to areas that are known to have maybe some orcish raiders, and avoiding those at all costs will be at the top of our priority.
I see. So you're headed up toward the Stone Tooth?
Aye, we are.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully these black cloaks will keep you warm and also well hidden when it's called for.
Thank you kindly.
Thank you. Can I try one on just to see how it
Yeah.
feels?
Yep. Yeah, so she pulled out kind of various sizes and basically like a dwarvish, small, medium, and large. And yeah, it's super cozy. It's well lined, and it feels like it'll break the wind as well as keep your existing body heat within. And there's kind of a simple like casted clasp that fastens it at the neck.
Yeah. This ought to do. This feels very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
How much do we owe you?
Those will run you 2 gold apiece, so 10 total.
10 total.
2 gold. So I think we can each do 2 gold then.
I think we could do that.
Be very cautious and careful up toward the top of the Stone Tooth. My great grandfather was actually part of Durgadin the Black's personal guard, and my ancestors come from Khundrukar originally, until it was, taken from us. But his stories of just the ferocity of A, the orcs, and B, just the general monstrous entities in the deep parts of the forge were enough to keep me based in town, even as an adult.
Who's this Durgadin? Heard that name twice now.
Just one sec, Steph is calling for me.
Sorry.
It's okay. Did you drop again?
Well, it's just like not letting me sign in Discord, so I can't hear it.
Oh, shoot.
Oh no.
It looks for like full one. Yeah.
Can you hear it?
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
All good.
Did Zach go to the washroom?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Did you hear it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just heard you say you were going.
Okay. It's like, geez, heavy force.
Forceful stream. Yeah, so you had heard the name Durgadin in kind of the lead up to Midori sending you off.
That's where I recognize the name.
Yeah, she kind of let you know he was essentially kind of the leader of the group of dwarves that initially kind of made claim to the stronghold and built it up into the forge of renown that it was, and was well renowned for the quality of his craft, and the great kind of legendary level of weaponry and things like that he crafted.
What was his name again? Remy?
Durgadin the Black. Yeah, so yeah, it was like 2 centuries ago, basically. He was a great dwarf smith, initially driven from him and his clan were initially driven from their home by a horde of orcs and trolls, and his ancestral home was plundered. They fled, and Durgadin led the remnants of his clan in search of a new home. They eventually discovered a great cavern system beneath the Stone Tooth, and there he and his followers founded the stronghold of Khundrukar. And then about a century ago, a member of Durgadin's clan was captured by a powerful orcish tribe during a raid, and through this prisoner they learned of their dwarven enemies' hidden stronghold. They raised a great army and marched on Khundrukar and fought in a hard-fought siege that lasted months, known as the Great Smith's War, until the orcs tunneled around the dwarven defenses. And when they finally stormed the place, they put all within the sword, and carried off wagon loads of treasures that were beneath. Um, and Nora kind of goes on to say, it's been hundreds of years since, or at least, 100 years since the Great Battle, and since then, as far as I know, various creatures have occupied the stronghold and used it as a base for their raiding behaviors. At other times, the caverns have lain empty except for, mindless and bloodthirsty monsters that haunt such places. But nevertheless, my great ancestor and the Smith swore the extraordinary weapons that he forged in anger will still surface from time to time, and the stories are, well served and shared among generations.
Have there been any attempts to reclaim Khundrukar in the past while?
No, no real, formal attempts of like an organized force or, um, you know, or anything like that to reclaim it. It's just been kind of a base of operations for orcs at times and ogres at others. No one's really attempted.
All right, I guess we'll be the first in a while to venture there.
Yeah, it's not regularly frequented, that's for sure.
Well, maybe if we accomplish what we trying to accomplish, it may lay some groundwork to further endeavors.
Yeah, well, I I wish you all the best in the process, but don't set your expectations too high. You can see she's like pretty cynical, basically, after having her, ancestors stormed out of their own home.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about the inside of the space, but I know there's a great mountain door, which comprises the uppermost level. I saw it once as a child, but I know there are, several layers that run beneath. There's a great foundry beneath, and there are also rumors of a great black underground lake. That even the Durgadan clan didn't dare to wander.
Yeah, that sounds a bit ominous.
Well, shall we hit the road?
All right, so anything else you would like to do before setting off toward the direction the map is kind of pointing you in?
I think we're good, right?
I'm ready to hit the road, the path.
Path, trail.
Okay. So you head out from Blasingdal to see if there's anything to all these stories that you've been hearing. Your map shows that the old dwarf hold lies about a day, maybe a day and a half's march to the north of the town. And ahead of you, you see dark, deeply forested hills that rise beyond the town's outskirts. And you begin traveling. As you travel north from the small mining town, you pass through brooding pine forests, deep vales, eventually kind of taking a small break after about a couple hours hike. You catch sight of a tall, steep hill that rises to this prominent, bare knob of rock, which you gather to be the Stone Tooth. You see a thin spire of smoke rising from some unseen point pretty high up on the hill's slopes. And you can make out a steep, narrow road or track that runs kind of back and forth, meandering across the face of the mountainside.
That's probably the door, front door. How far away is the smoke looking like?
From where you are, make a perception check.
Perception. We have a 10.
10. Okay. You're not sure exactly how far it is, but kind of looking in the distance, and kind of looking back where you can see Blasingdale kind of in the distance and the amount of travel that you've done so far. It looks like you're about maybe like a sixth to a quarter of the way from Blasingdale to the Spire of Smoke.
Sixth.
Maybe a bit closer, actually. I'd say maybe
Maybe a
like,
bit closer.
yeah, probably closer to like half a day, actually.
Half a day to the smoke?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
What are we walking?
Yeah, it's kind of like a little bit closer than like the peak of the Stone Tooth.
Oh, the very top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to grab a vantage point, anybody, or do we just walk right through the front door?
Mm-hmm.
We
Well,
probably
they
want.
mentioned going up high, right?
So we'll be taking the trail for another close to half a day before we can try to find a route up the spire or up the mountain a bit
Oh, no.
to get we don't really want to walk right to the smoke, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Oh, Grandpa, I should have turned you into a bird.
Oh.
Are you able to communicate with Grandpa?
Oh yeah. I understand it. It understands me. If I want to send them, I think it's roughly 100 feet or so away from me to like scout out an area. I can look through its eyes, hear what it hears.
I think that'll come in quite handy.
Definitely would have. Hey DM, I can't like with the snap of my fingers turn it into a bird, can I? Or
I think you have to recast Find
I have
Familiar
to
to like
recast.
change its shape.
Dang it.
Is it like a ritual or?
It's like an hour casting time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have the materials, you can always
You can
Oh,
ritual cast it.
stop for lunch and at some point, and but a cat might do the trick as well. Just
that's true. If it gets out of 100 feet of me, can I no longer communicate with it, or can I? Oh, I can't. I can't communicate with it, but can I see what it's
Uh,
seeing?
just reading the spell. Yeah, so the like telepathic communication and like it kind of relaying its vision to you is only within 100 feet. But I would say you could like send it further than 100 feet and just call it back and have it kind of report what it saw. But you just won't be able to see it kind of directly.
Yeah, I'll relay that to the party and ask if that's what they would like to do.
Oh, I can't hear you, Steph.
yeah, maybe when we get a bit closer, we can do that ritual, and then you can decide if you want to do a bird or not to get a visual of where the smoke is coming from, the door.
Yeah, let's get closer and then I'll.
But 100 feet is fairly close. Getting a vantage point would probably be best, regardless.
Yeah, it's gonna do. Then we won't have to walk up if I send Grandpa up there.
What?
I can't hear you.
Oh.
I can hear you now.
Can you hear us?
Mhm.
You can?
You can't hear me right now?
No.
I can hear you now.
It's only because
Well,
Yeah, it's because I'm like right here.
should I
Oh,
just exit out of this? Why is my computer being a jerk?
I don't know.
uh-huh.
Can you talk?
I'm talking.
Okay.
Talking, I'm
Your,
talking,
your
I'm
mic's
talking.
not working. Talk again?
Talk now. Talk, 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 talk.
talk, 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 talk.
Test, test, test.
Oh.
Talk, 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 talk.
I could just not have my headphone on it. Or do you think it's that?
Yeah, it might be the headphones. Wait, let me see. Can you still hear us?
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this has to be set to headset.
So you can,
So you can hear me now?
Yeah,
Okay.
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 Sorry.
Sorry, honey.
it's okay.
Get out.
Get out of here. Go on.
Okay, so you guys are continuing to hike for a bit, like toward the plume of smoke, or?
How far away are we from, say, just the front entrance area?
So they said like probably a day's travel to the mountain door. You've been walking for I'd say like half a day now at this point. So probably another half a day if you're to continue on the dwarf path. But the plume of smoke looks a little bit closer.
The plume of smoke looks closer?
Yeah.
Ooh. Should we check out the plume of smoke?
Let's check it out.
Let's check it out.
Let's check it out. Check it out.
Yeah, let's do that. Plume of smoke.
Okay. So uh, as you are kind of following along the path, you see you lose sight of the plume of smoke as um, the trees begin to gather and stand quite a bit more tall in these higher reaches. So you go to where as close as you can get with still seeing the plume of smoke until you lose sight of it. You can anyone can make a survival check to see if you can still maintain that direction without the visual on the smoke.
Anyone?
Mm. Yeah, not good with survival.
I'll do.
19.
Ooh,
Never mind.
14 for me.
That's 22.
Oh, nice.
Woo.
Cool. Yeah. So between the three of you, you kind of, triangulate where you were with where the sun is at and the general direction of where the plume of smoke was. And continue heading in that general direction. And after another couple hours or so, you discover the area that seems to be the source of the smoke. You see a thin stream of black smoke rising from a set of rocks that's kind of piled within a small clearing, grass kind of climbing up toward what looks to be a chimney of sorts.
It's like a chimney, a part of a building, or like just coming out of the earth?
Yeah, it's just coming out of the earth. Like it looks like a natural chimney or something, or like a natural rock chimney.
Oh,
They're doing something in there.
coming all the way from the forge, maybe.
Yeah. Huh.
So,
Can we kind of see it clearly? Like, do we see any signs of danger? Troops of orcs?
Make a perception check.
That would be an 18.
18. Okay. Um, you wait for a few minutes, just kind of sitting along the tree line, scanning for, any movement or any signs of activity. You wait for 5-10 minutes, and nothing appears. It seems rather silent and unguarded, or unoccupied.
Seems fine. I think we can go check it out just ourselves.
do we see the door anywhere? Like, how far away are we from the door? Is it like quite a bit farther?
So you kind of veered off of the path
Okay.
a little bit, but at the point where you were when you kind of diverged from the path, you saw it continuing to meander for another, handful of kilometers, basically, until you lost sight of it at the foot of the shard tooth, or kind of it's like a quarter up basically.
Alright. So from here, do we get back on the trail, or is this where we could start getting a better vantage point? Or will we get closer to that?
Yeah, you could potentially like circle back and head back toward the path. I'd say you could do that fairly easily with your survival checks. But so basically, you approached the chimney from the south, and like northwest from you, the slope continues to climb upward toward the foot of the shard tooth.
Where do you want to go from here, everyone?
How far, like feet wise, how far are we from this chimney plume of smoke?
You're probably like 50 feet at the
Oh,
moment.
okay. I'll send Grandpa out to check out the opening of the chimney.
Okay.
I'll just like sit on the ground because I'm gonna go blind. Nope, and I can't hear anything. I'm just gonna like I'll put all my those senses in with Grandpa just to check it out.
Okay. This is the first time you've done this, eh?
This is correct.
Okay. So it feels kind of odd as your perception kind of, you see your own field of view kind of shrinking and growing further and further as blackness takes your vision. And then once more, you see a growing pinpoint of light as it's growing and expanding in your field of view until it's fully encompassing your perception and senses. And you find yourself slinking low, the kind of what's the word? The kind of I can't think of the word. But the grass, like the tall grass, which is kind of negligible at your level, becomes tall and all encompassing as you begin kind of slinking through the grass, your shoulders kind of rising and falling on either side. You all watch as Yopa sits cross-legged on the ground. His vision, or his eyes, begin to cloud white until they're completely white. Yeah. But through,
Bran Stark.
yeah, warging.
Yeah.
But you continue slinking until the grass kind of thins a bit and makes way for a rocky formation. You begin kind of traversing the rough terrain. Lou is being a shithead. Give me 1 second. No, no biting. No biting. No biting.
Love,
Yeah.
do you want me to?
Was being shit.
Yeah. Standard.
Lou, come here.
Good girl.
Good girl. Quiet time for a bit.
Well, hopefully.
Okay, so um, Grandpa begins traversing the rugged rocks, climbing up the small incline toward the plume of black smoke, until you see through its vision a natural rock chimney leading deep into the ground. The smoke spreads out as it crests the top of the chimney, but inside the chimney it's thick and acrid and very difficult to see through.
How big does this opening appear to be?
It appears to be maybe 3 feet around, not in a perfect circle, but just, kind of roughly formed.
So natural.
There are no like pebbles or anything so that Grandpa can like paw a pebble down into it to see how far the drop is.
Yeah, I'd say you could do that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so like a cat kind of, tapping a pop can or something toward the edge of the table, it like slowly pats a couple times until the rock goes bouncing down within the chimney. Do you have a stat block for your familiar?
Oh no, I do not.
I think if you just Google like familiar, wait, I think you might actually.
Is it just under the cat?
Yeah. So search for.
Perception?
Yeah, just search for a cat 5e stat block.
Yeah, I think I got it. Advantage on wisdom perception checks. On smell though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Am I looking for anything specific?
So roll a d20 and add your wisdom modifier as a cat.
As a cat. One. Oh, bad roll, Grandpa. So 1.
Oh, a 1.
Plus 1, so 2. I don't know.
Okay. It's also kind of a weird feeling, like feeling the ears atop your head begin to like twitch and kind of like point in the direction of what you're trying to listen to.
Oh no.
And you hear the rock kind of clatter against the stone a couple times until the sound gets quieter and quieter, and you don't hear. You either miss hearing it hit the ground or you don't hear it.
All right. I'll come back into my own senses and say to everybody, yeah, it's a pretty far way to go. And I'll tell Grandpa to come back.
Okay.
Should we head back to the trail then?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. This chimney doesn't give me the best feeling.
Okay.
Hit the trail again and look out for a way to get a trail to a vantage.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good. So you guys double back toward the path and eventually find the point at which you diverged. You continue upward, traversing the kind of zigzagging steps that lead their way upwards. You do so for another probably 2 hours or so, until you see ahead the path appears to widen onto a bare kind of landing or a shoulder of rock of some sort. And you gather just based on kind of the time of travel that this is likely to be the mountain door. So ahead of you, you see the path open up onto this wide landing. To the right or to the left is kind of a sheer drop, a deep cleft that runs down the hillside, and then to the right of you, the Stone Tooth Mountain continues upward. So you could potentially climb higher off the path if you want to get a vantage point, or continue forward. It's up to you.
And we can
Like
see.
it's a pretty steep.
Yeah, it's like it's it's like quite steep once you leave the path, because the path cuts like left and right, where if you were to scale directly upwards. Actually, make a perception check, youngest.
Okay. Oh gosh, that's a 5.
A 5. Okay. Yeah, it's a big ass mountain, and yeah, it starts to, like, the incline becomes steeper and steeper until, like, from here, the last 100 feet or so look like they're just like a sheer rock face, but you're not totally sure.
Oof.
So maybe
Front
that's
door.
really an option for us.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of.
I don't have the best dexterity in the world. Maybe we
Well, we
just
can try to be stealthy getting in there, but
slow and sneak
Yeah,
in,
let's just do that. Yeah, let's sneak in. Let's sneak our way up to this front door.
keep an eye out
sneaky.
for anyone. I'll stay far at the back because I'm not too stealthy. Call me ahead when it's clear.
Yeah, I'm pretty stealthy. I'll try and lead the way.
Me too.
I'll follow behind them.
Okay. Cool. All right. So, Belial and Yopa make stealth checks as you're scouting ahead.
Let's do this. Ooh, that's a 19.
Where's mine? 15.
15, okay. Cool. Okay. To continue up along the switchbacks, youngest Bjorn and Torin, maybe 20, 30 feet behind Belial and Yopa and Grandpa, who kind of pad ahead silently, hopping up on kind of the outer sides of the path to keep kind of the gravelly footsteps silent. The path climbs further until you reach one last steep switchback, and you see now this bare shoulder of rock, the hillside steep on your right as you did kind of one last switchback, and it drops away kind of precariously to the side. And ahead of you, you see debris and rubbish that lies scattered over the last 100 yards or so of the path. Discarded water skins. It looks like maybe some bits of charred bone, some splintered casks and kegs. And yeah, up ahead, the path opens into a wide ledge. As you kind of round the last corner, make a perception check, both of you.
That is 23.
21.
Nice. So as you round the final corner, you see a grand door carved into the side of this mountaintop. The door itself kind of composes the bottom half of just the entire piece that's carved into the wall. You see strong forms of columns. And actually, well, if you go to Tabletop Sim in the top right corner, there's like a bit of a visual there for you.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Oh.
You also see two bestial humanoids in hide armor standing watch, or standing, one of them standing, one of them kind of sitting on the steps. They appear inattentive, maybe a bit bored. You hear them kind of bantering back and forth between each other. Do either of you speak Orcish?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, wait, let me check. Just in case. I don't think. No.
Okay. You hear them kind of speaking in hushed, kind of guttural tones, and just kind of bantering back and forth.
How far away are we from the orcs?
I'll give you a new visual. One sec.
Oh no. Oh. Oh.
Oh, oh.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, shoot. I deleted everyone. I always do that.
Undo.
Can I undo? Oh, hey. Bless.
I see.
Thank you. Oh my. Oh my.
So I'd say they're probably like 25, 30 feet away from you right now, as you're just kind of lurking around the corner. The rest of your party hanging back on the bare shoulder of rock.
What do we do, Belial?
I don't know.
I can't.
Hmm.
Lay down, Hannah.
Are they facing like us? looking out.
Yeah, they're kind of just like facing out generally, like straight out from the door, basically, out kind of across the ledge that drops. So not kind of generally in your direction, but you'd probably be in their field of view, like if you rounded the corner.
If I ran, yeah, if we ran at the corner.
Could
This
make a loud noise over here, and they could walk towards us, and we attack them by surprise.
sneak attack.
Surprise attack.
I think it's a good idea. What's the ground like? Is it just like dirt, dry dirt?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's kind of like gravelly, gravel, dirt, and some errant pieces of like larger splintered shale.
Did you guys come back to us, or are you guys still up there?
Yeah, I'll wave the rest of the party over.
Okay. We'll head
Are they
up.
able to approach silently?
Depending on how they roll on stealth.
Oh
potentially.
boy. Okay, all right, yeah.
You better let us know that we gotta be stealthy.
Yeah, I'm gonna use Mage Hand. Can I write in the gravel? They're gonna see me waving at them, but then with my Mage Hand, I'm gonna write in the gravel. Silently.
Okay, yeah, you got a 30-foot range on your mage hand. So,
Hmm.
yeah, you guys see this spectral hand kind of appear ahead of you, and it's kind of mirroring the same like hand wave movement that Yopa's doing, and Yopa kind of nods at it, and it kind of drifts down to the dirt and awkwardly writes out silent, and then 5 seconds later, Lee.
Oh no.
Alright, we'll do our best. I'll do my best.
I rolled a 6, so.
No.
Alright, I'm rolling. Here we are.
That one.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, I actually have disadvantage, so
We're using stealth.
yeah, I got 4.
Oh, fuck.
Mm.
Oh, I got a natural 20.
Oh, okay,
20. Yeah.
nice.
You're such a big stealthy
Apparently,
boy.
I'm stealthy.
No, you got no real armor. You got
Yeah, yeah. Cool. So 3 out of 5 of you guys succeeded, so it's a group success.
Oh, there we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
you're just both youngest and I up, and
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
We both almost fall, and you just pick us both up.
yeah,
Yeah.
you guys all kind of in a line, the 3 of you start ascending the stairs, and like simultaneously, Torin and youngest slip, and instead of feeling your feet like scattering across the ground, all of a sudden your feet are just like waggling in the air as Bjorn has like picked both of you up by the like scruff of your collar, one in each hand, and silently pads over to join.
thank you, Bjorn.
Thank you.
All right, Belial. Tell him the plan.
Okay. So we're gonna make a suspicious sounding noise over here. So
What
those
is
2 orc guys come towards us, and then we're gonna knock them out.
There's 2 orc guys up there.
There's 2 orc guys up there.
Okay.
We're gonna make them go take a nice little nap. Who wants to be in charge of the noise?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay.
What do you think? What do you think would it attract an orc? What is it an orc trying to find attractive?
More like,
Ooh, I know exactly the kind. Whenever everyone's ready, I'll make the noise. I got it.
Okay. Should I be worried?
No,
Okay.
never. Come on.
Everyone ready?
Do it.
Ready?
Okay. With minor illusion, I'll just make a really nice, soft, kind of coaxing orcish voice around the corner that kind of says, "Hello, boys."
In common?
No, in orc. Oh, can I not only do it if I
Ma-
speak orc?
Make an intelligence check to
Oh,
see.
crap.
Like I imagine like you don't have to know all of Orcish to maybe have heard the Orcish word for hello at some point.
Okay.
But make an
Well,
intelligence check.
straight intelligence. Okay,
Mhm.
that's not too bad.
Or I'd say history.
Oh, history. Okay.
Mhm.
That is a 21.
Ooh.
This die, Alex, it's doing me very well
Good stuff.
today.
Okay. Yeah. So having frequented the is that a fart or a burp?
That was Ayla snorting.
I think
Oh.
that's one of the
Yeah,
Orcish.
yeah, Ayla actually just made the orcish sound for hello. uh, no, having frequented kind of the seedier parts of town and interfaced with a handful of either orcish folks who have integrated themselves into other areas of society or half orcs, you recall the orcish phrase mokra, which is hello.
But seductively,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Make a
Oh no.
performance check.
That's not good. That is a 5.
5. Okay. So you recall the orcish word for hello, but your delivery and this incantation is somewhat new to you. And when it comes out, it's like someone who doesn't speak the language and just sounds like very obviously like Caucasian, like yeah, like the person who's trying to be like chummy with the like Filipino clerk and is like salamat po. uh, yeah, you just hear this like mokra like come from basically here, and the orcish heads kind of turn and their heads kind of tilts to the side as one of them calls a mokra. But you see them kind of tighten their grip around their axes a little bit, and they begin to approach.
Everybody ready your attack.
They step toward the edge of the precipice and see your party. um, and
Sacred flame.
All right. They were not caught unawares, so everyone can roll some initiative.
Oh shit.
Mm.
All right. Don't fail me now. All right, you failed me.
Mm-hmm. This one was good for me.
Oh, nice.
All right. Is everyone on their spots?
Ready.
Sweet. Okay. So, Belial, as you see these kind of bewildered orcs responding to the call, they round the corner and come eye to eye with you. You see their brows furrow, and their kind of underbite, fanged bottom jaws kind of tighten as they begin to rush toward you. You're up first.
All right. I think I'm just gonna. Or you say they're running towards me? Like, are they still at the same like distance right now?
Yeah, they're about
On the
15
board?
feet away from you.
Okay. Um, I will charge them and swing at this guy here
Okay.
with my longsword. Let's say 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Sorry, 20 to hit.
Yep.
Ooh, I dropped my die.
Oh no.
For a cool 5 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to run into this corner.
Okay.
No, into these stairs.
Cool. So mobile, you can disengage freely, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Alrighty. Next up, we have Bjorn.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna hit the same guy that Belial just hit.
Yeah,
So
we'll
I'm
go
gonna,
up.
yeah, I have to go. Oh, for fuck's sakes. That's only an 8.
8 doesn't quite hit, unfortunately. But attempting to continue kind of a 1-2 combo with Belial, the Orcish Bruiser is kind of shoved back a little bit from the initial strike with Belial's greatsword, and you kind of mismeasure a little bit, just catching the air in front of its space as it stomps back forward with a heavy foot, engaging with you.
Soon you'll have multi-attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think next level.
Oh, nice. Alright, that's all I got.
Okay.
Embarrassing.
All right, Yopa, you're up.
Nice. Ooh. Okay. Do I have sight line on this one?
Yeah, I'd say you do.
Cool. Yeah, shoot a crossbow at them. That
Sounds good.
is a 18 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, actually 25 to hit.
Yeah, certainly hits.
I forgot to add the the hit. Damage.
And you would get sneak because it's engaged with
Yeah.
Bjorn.
That's a good 10. That one. Ooh. That's 10 plus 2d6. Ooh. 16 points of damage.
Nice.
Ooh.
Okay. Um, as kind of from the shadows of the shadows cast by this steep stone wall, a crossbow bolt is loosed and comes whizzing past you, Bjorn. It sinks itself right into the left chest of the orc to your left, and you see the orc kind of snarl a bit, and in an attempt, like you see a bit of blood kind of gout from the wound, and in an attempt to like look tough, it just like yanks it out. But as soon as it does, the blood just like comes out in unexpected, like fatal fashion, and he kind of looks down and sees the blood growing on its hide armor and just falls unconscious face first.
Oh. They're weak.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it for me. Ooh, actually, you know what? Let me 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll go here. Follow along the wall as well.
Okay. Cool. So the second orc, seeing its companion taken down with a single crossbow bolt, begins kind of like digging around in its the folds of its hide armor and pulls out a horn and blows mightily into it. The sound of the horn kind of reverberating off of this inner nook and across kind of the switchbacks. It turns on its heel and begins running for the door. Bjorn, you can make an attack of opportunity if you'd like.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh my. That's a natural 1.
Shiza.
7. Or,
Okay.
sorry, guys.
So it turns on its heel, continuing, like holding the horn up to its mouth and blowing it as it's running, ducks under your great axe swing, and
Oh no.
into the space beyond. All right. Youngest, you're up.
So he has not made it to the door yet.
He's like, you can't really see from where you are right now.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna move up and then be behind Bjorn, and can I see him?
Yes, you can. You move up just behind Bjorn, and you can see him kind of fumbling with some sort of locking mechanism on the inside of the door.
Okay. I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot him with my crossbow. And I'm gonna go for his hands.
Okay. Okay. The AC is going to be a little bit higher since you're particularly aiming for its hands.
Okay. Oh no.
Hmm.
That's an 8.
All right. So as you're trying to line up your shot, you see it kind of heaving up a heavy bar, uh, probably setting up to bar off the entrance from the inside. You loose it, attempting to loosen its grip, and it just kind of ricochets off one stone door, off the other, and then back, kind of clattering back into the courtyard here.
Mhm. Um. Darn. Yeah. I think that's it. I'm gonna get my thing to go over and try to make a bit of a like commotion to try to like catch his attention
Okay. Um,
and try to do the like deflect attack kind of thing.
okay. So where is it moving to?
Hold on. Maybe you can just like run up beside him or something like that. I just want him to like be distracted and like pay attention to him for a minute.
Okay. How much movement does your steel defender have?
Oh, good question. Speed 40 feet.
40 feet, so 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, I would be able to get up to it.
And he's just gonna like kick the dirt behind him and just like start making noises and being like a bit of a spaz.
Okay, cool. So Thing kind of barrels through you, all bounding up the stairs and beginning to make a ruckus. All right. Torin, you're up.
Alrighty then. I am going to move up beside Bjorn. And then I'm going to Misty Step
Ooh.
to the door. Right in front of him. I don't know if that's going to land where I want to land, but... And then I'm going to that Misty Step's and then I'm going to my
Warhammer?
yeah.
Okay.
So let me see here. Come on. Come on, dice. 15 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, thank you, gods. Okay, 1d8. That's 4 points of damage.
Okay.
Mm.
Nice.
I'm hoping I can be like positioned in a certain spot if I'm like right at him.
Yeah. Okay. What does your Misty Step look like, by the way?
It's kind of like the Flash.
Yep.
It's like it's technically teleportation, but like just like it'd be like just like a stream of lightning, like purpley blue lightning, and that's all you
Cool.
see. I'm just in the next spot.
Cool. Sweet.
I guess like how the Flash when you run,
That's awesome. Okay.
all you see.
So you all see Torin bounding up toward the door, and you see this arc of lightning, bluish purple lightning, arc from him toward the door, and you kind of, in an instant, follow the line of it to see what it's striking or where it's landing. But as your eyes move, you see that Torin is already there. He's no longer beside you and has just zapped over to the orc, and you begin kind of swinging your axe before you even, while you're still like 30 feet away, and then halfway through your swing, you zap right up to the orc, and The second half of your swing comes down with a heavy warhammer blow into the hide pauldron of this orc, and you hear something kind of pop in its shoulder as it loses its grip on one side of the bar. It kind of clatters to the ground.
All right.
All right. Okay. All right. Belial does I'm guessing a 23 hits you.
He's disadvantaged, right?
Pardon?
He's disadvantaged because my dude's distracting him.
This strike is coming from a different area.
Oh,
Oh.
Shit.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so you take 6 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
Oh,
Super scoopers.
what's that?
Ah.
You take 6 points of piercing damage as the flash of an arrow comes whizzing out of this previously unseen slit in kind of the facade of this keep, and it just sinks itself into you. You hear kind of the soft footsteps of a figure running deeper from the space. Yopa, I don't think a 9 hits you, right?
It does not.
Okay. From the
Shit.
from the opposite side, you see another arrow sent flying from the slit as it just wedges itself like right next to your head, penetrating the stone behind and
So we're forcing our way in.
Torin, does an 18 hit you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's hitting me?
Oh, okay, that's not too bad. 4 points of piercing damage as you see the head of an orcish archer peer out from around this corner and loose an arrow, kind of wedges or scrapes across your arm, leaving a deep cut on your forearm.
You said 4?
Yeah, 4 points.
Okay.
Okay. Make a perception check, Torin.
Oh, just a second. Perception. 19.
19. Okay. As you kind of land in your misty step, exchanging blows with the bruiser ahead of you, taking an arrow from some, perpendicular vantage point, you kind of take a look and see what you can see within the immediate entrance of the hold. And ahead of you, you see a deep chasm that is currently being spanned by a rope bridge of sorts. Across the way, just barely visible in the shadows, you see two more orcish figures kind of readying javelins in kind of an attempt to protect the bridge. So we're back up at the top with Blau.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So for I think what is it called? The Hellish Inferno. I think that's the spell, right? Or sorry, Hellish Rebuke.
Hellish Rebuke, yeah.
It's a reaction, so would I have had to do that like right in the moment that I was attacked, or can I do it now?
Since you haven't used it before, I'd say you could do it now, but usually it is a reaction, and
Okay.
like right when you take damage, you point your finger, and the creature that damaged you is like surrounded by flames, basically.
Okay. Can I see the archer that shot me?
Yeah, I would say you can just barely see like a bit of its form
Okay.
through the slit.
Okay. Well, I'll cast Hellish Rebuke
Cool.
against it.
Sweet. So they make a dexterity saving throw, I believe.
Yeah.
That's just a 9.
Oh, they failed.
Nice. So they take 2d10 fire damage.
On D&D Beyond, it says 3d10 for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that's a dope.
Okay, yeah, it might be it because I think that's the first level. So I think if you're higher level, maybe you get the second level, which 3d10 makes sense.
So I roll 3 times and then like add it all together?
Yep, 3d10, the sum of 3d10.
$18 points of damage.
Ooh, nice. So how does it look when this happens?
Basically, I guess like just flames come out of the ground, like spew out of the ground. I guess the ground cracks around them. Flames just spew out of the cracks, and the flames kind of look like demonic hands, I guess.
Ooh,
Dope.
nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So you guys can't really see this as that it's kind of like within the fortified area, but you do see as the arrow pierces Belial, he kind of flexes and leans into the wound, and you see a bit of flame kind of lick around his form for a split second, and you hear a heavy thud from within, and a similar plume of black smoke, but a smaller one, kind of begin to waft out of the slit.
Okay, so now I will run in here. Guess. I have 40 feet, so
Yeah, you could make it here with 40 feet.
yeah. Okay. Um, and this guy is still alive?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna take a little swing at him with the sword.
Sounds good.
21 to hit again.
Yeah, that hits.
Wow.
Oh, that's rough. 3 points of damage.
3 points, okay. 3 points with your greatsword?
Yeah.
Wait, what's your dex modifier?
+3.
Okay, so it should be whatever you rolled plus your dex modifier for damage.
Is it?
Yeah,
I thought it was 1d8 +2.
let me see. I think it might be taking from your strength score for damage, because great swords do by default, but I would say since it's kind of like a special weapon for you and you kind of trained for it individually, you could use your dex both to hit and for damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I guess then we'll say 4
4, okay.
for points of damage.
Everything counts.
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet. So you flex your Hellish Rebuke into the archer and bound your way through the doors. This orc has now that it's kind of dropped the bar that it meant to use to lock it, it's just kind of like jamming its one shoulder into the doors, trying to shut you guys out. But there's currently 3 of you just like barging in, basically. And Belial, you managed to breach the space, carving into him with your great sword. Did you want to do anything else?
I don't have any more movement left, do I?
You were right here, I'd say.
Yeah.
That was like, I'd say you have 5 more feet if you want to take it.
Okay. I guess I'll take a step back.
Okay.
I can't really. Yes.
You
Still
could,
here.
you still have like your bonus action unarmed as well.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So I could unarmed strike him and then peace.
Yep.
Okay. 16 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Uh, 5 points of damage.
Nice. Cool. So you
And then I'll
see,
back out.
okay, sounds good. So you see this orcish figure. He's trying to like push you guys out, and in kind of like a last act of desperation, call for more reinforcements. He attempts to go blow into his horn once more, but you give him a quick jab with your knee in the back of his kidneys, like sucking the wind from him, and he's unable to blow into his war horn once more and collapses just from the sheer kidney pain onto the ground. All right. Bjorn, you're up.
So these slits, how big are they?
They're like, I'd say probably like 8 inches wide at the mouth of them, and it looks like they're kind of like they open up at an angle toward the inside.
Okay. Do you think that I could throw a hand axe?
You could do so. They'll have 3/4 cover.
Yeah.
So essentially +5 to their AC.
And 30 feet will get me like probably beside Belial somewhere there.
Yeah, just a little bit ahead of him, like these two.
Okay. Can I do that and then can I hold my axe?
Sure. What are you holding?
I'm just gonna hold my like great axe.
Okay.
If someone gets in range?
Yeah, if someone gets in range, yeah. Within 5 feet. Yeah. So otherwise I don't have much to do.
Alrighty. Sounds good. Yopa, you're up. Yopa.
Ooh, that doorway is looking pretty crammed.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't think I could even make it. Is that 5? 15. Yeah, no. Does shooting through my allies at all pose any disadvantage?
You can shoot through your allies' space without any issues.
With no? Okay. What's that? Oh boy. And that archer is 3/4 cover, so it's +5. Don't even want to take that chance. Oh boy. 5, 10. 50, 30. That's my walking speed. Oh, you know what? I'll do the character choice. Because I should be doing that anyway. Is this the orc that fired at me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll get a little close. Or you know what? Let me start. Oh, sorry. I'll just try. I'll try shoot it at this orc.
All right.
This little hole in the wall where the arrow came from.
Sounds good.
Right. Well, that ain't too bad. What's my +7? That's a 18.
Yeah, just hits.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I'm lucky right there. Just hits. All right.
Yeah.
So that'd be okay. 1d10. Yeah, no sneak attack on that one. So that is 7 total.
7 points of damage.
And then I will run over here. If that
Okay.
gets me there. 5, 10. Wait. That's around there, roughly, right?
Yeah. Nice. So with a precision even you yourself weren't quite expecting, you managed to thread your crossbow bolt between the boundaries of the arrow slit, and you see it go in, and you hear a grunt on the inside. You gather you hit something.
Beautiful. Ooh, actually, I can bonus action my mage hand. Is that right? I think I can.
Let's see. Yeah, it's an action to cast, but I'd say since you had it up to right
Draw.
in the
Yeah.
dirt,
Okay.
you'd have it up.
Oh yeah. It is a minute. Does that matter at all?
I'd say you probably have 2 more rounds on it.
Oh, nice. I'll 1, 2, 5. Would it follow me around or would it be stuck back there still? Would it follow me around?
So you use your action to. So you can move the hand up to 30 feet each round, basically. So I'd say it would have followed you up to where you were, and then you'd
5,
have to
10,
command it.
15, 20. Oh, damn. Do I have enough movement to just block this little slit or at least obscure the hole?
Yeah, it's kind of like translucent. So you can try and block it. But
Might as well. Might as well. Might as well. So
okay,
just in
sounds
case
good.
it helps.
Cool. So your spectral floating hand drifts over and kind of places its palm toward the slit, attempting to obscure some vision.
Beautiful. That's my go.
Nice. Okay. All right. So, Torin, from deeper within across the rope bridge, you hear the boards begin to kind of clatter as this orcish bruiser begins running across the bridge, barreling toward you, and stops right there, but just kind of squares up, holding its ground. This one reaches over its shoulder, pulling a javelin off of its back, and with a heavy overhand throw, a javelin comes arcing towards you. That's 19 to hit.
Yeah.
For 9 points of piercing damage.
Gosh.
As from across the chasm, this heavy orcish crafted javelin just jams itself into you. You kind of stumble back a couple steps from the impact. And it steps back to the other end of the bridge. You see it reaching for and beginning to pull out another war horn.
Oh, shit.
Youngest, you're up.
So I probably can't see anything going on up there, can I?
You see a whole clusterfuck of your friends just like
Mucking about.
yeah, jamming themselves up into the passage.
Okay, cool. Well, then what I'm gonna do, if I get closer to this, to the hole where this archer is,
Yeah.
will it still be at disadvantage if I'm like right up close?
So you are small enough, I'd say, that you could, like, if you wanted to, like, peer inside fairly easily and get a better sense of what is going on inside without any coverage.
Okay. I'm gonna look inside and I'm gonna shoot whoever's on the other side with my crossbow.
Okay, sounds good.
That's
No way, Jose. That's an 8.
I know.
no.
So you come scurrying up to the arrow slit and take a look inside. You see the archer is currently preoccupied trying to, like, dig the crossbow bolt out of its, like, femur area. And you point blank try and shoot it through the arrow slit, and it just goes shy, kind of deflecting off the corner of the hidden reservoir.
Okay, can I hold an action then after that? For a reaction?
Yeah, what are you holding?
I'm gonna cast shield.
Okay, so you don't have to hold it, you just have to say it, like, as a reaction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then that's what I'll do.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Do you have any more movement? You can like step to the side of the slit.
It was your full 30 feet to get up there.
To get to him, yeah.
Okay, is Thing doing anything?
Yeah, he's gonna run up to this big turd bot. He's on the, still on the, like the bridge, the rope bridge or whatever.
Yeah.
thing is gonna start chewing at one of the
Ooh,
ropes.
interesting. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd say, yeah, make an attack roll against the rope with
Okay,
your
let me
steel
see.
defenders.
I think his thing is the same as mine. Yeah. Hold on. No, definitely not. Hold on. There's something going on with my computer. Hold on. Hold on.
Are you looking for your steel defender sheet?
No, it's just the last 5 times I've rolled, it's all rolled 4. So I think there's something going on. No, but actually, it's just like cutting out. So
Oh, is it? Okay. Gotcha.
Just not me being it.
Oh, sorry, can you say that again? I think your audio's gone again.
Ayla, stop.
Better?
Yeah, there we go.
18 plus 4.
Yeah, that hits. You can roll damage for your force attack.
Hold on. It is the 2. Which one is the D8?
It's like a diamond.
It is 3.
3. Okay. So the dangerous looking rope bridge is already frayed and thin, despite being, spanning the gap. But as this bead of force energy collects at the mouth of Thing, it launches and shears the right rope. And as it does, the bridge becomes off kilter and kind of twists at the front end where the bruiser is kind of standing off with you. It kind of twists like 90 degrees, and he's going to make a dexterity saving throw. Oh wow, it's a natural 1. Yeah. So as the footing of the bridge twists, and he attempts to kind of readjust, he goes tumbling over the side. You hear Torin, you hear him kind of screaming as he plummets down. You hear water gurgling and rushing somewhere far below as you hear a heavy splash.
Thing's just gonna look back at everyone and like wag his tail.
Nice. All right. Bjorn or Torin, you're up.
Okay. I am going to cast Guiding at this orc on the other side of the bridge.
Okay.
So that is going to be a roll, attack roll. What was did the amulet of the keeper
Yep.
have anything to do with spell attacks?
Yeah. So it's +1 to your spell attacks, +1 to your spell save DC, and you get 1 additional use of Channel Divinity.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. This is going to be, oh my god. $13 to hit.
Just hits.
Oh my god, that's so lucky. Okay, but that's going to be 5d6 damage.
Whoa.
Spicy.
It's a spicy spell. Come on, baby. 11. 20 points of damage.
Wow.
Bam. Cool.
Put your horn away.
So this radiant arc of lightning is emitted from Torin's warhammer as it arcs across the chasm in a flash, kind of illuminating the immediate, top 30 feet of the chasm. It connects, striking him in the shoulder as it throws him off balance, and his glowing body is sent tumbling down the crevasse. You see it as like a falling beacon lighting the way. You see his glowing form go all the way down like 200-300 feet until it splashes into the water below.
Wow.
Yeah. But he was not able to get his horn off, which is good for you guys.
Nice.
Yeah. Anything else with your go, Torin?
I don't have any bonus actions that I can do.
Okay.
Not a spell, so.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Oh, actually, I'm gonna just take a one step back because I'm still in line of fire right now,
Okay.
and I've been hit a few times.
Okay. This orcish archer dashes forward, knocking an arrow.
What?
Knocking an arrow in the process. He looses it toward you, Belial.
No.
Oh, and actually, I forgot about something. Oh, that's just a 6 to hit you, Belial.
Oh, that misses.
Okay. I need to do something retroactively because I forgot it.
There's actually a beholder right there too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Surprise.
Sorry, I just forgot about it.
Okay. Okay, so this happened a little bit ago. Belial, when you kind of flexed your hellish rebuke into the archer previously, kind of tapping into your infernal bloodline, you felt something kind of grasp at the corner of your consciousness. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. 17.
17. Okay.
Yeah.
You felt some sort of presence attempting to claw and make its way into your consciousness, but you managed to just center yourself and stave it off.
Uh-oh.
Shit.
What the heck?
Oh shit.
Oh
Okay.
shit.
So that one dashed up. This one's also going to crawl around the corner and shoot an arrow at Thing. Oh, it's 2 natural ones in a row. So that also misses. This one, you see it kind of hobble backward, still clutching at the arrow embedded in its femur, but it manages to knock an arrow and loose it toward you, youngest. It's a natural 19 for 24 to hit.
Oh yeah.
Did you want to use your shield?
Yeah.
So what does shield do again? It ups your AC by a bit.
Yeah. Shield. Affects you. Sort of. You have a 5+ bonus to your AC.
Okay, what's your AC naturally?
Mine is 14, so make it 19.
Okay, so it still would hit actually.
Damn.
Yeah, so I'm actually, yeah, so I shouldn't have said what they rolled, but normally, like if I said, oh, it's gonna hit you, you could say, oh, I use my shield reaction.
Yeah, which is what I would have done.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So you managed to, or what does your shield look like?
Oh, great question. I think it's going to be probably like Dune-like. Like I push a button and it just makes like a little like fuzzy around me.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Ah, that's cool.
That's super cool.
Dune died.
Wait, what did he hit me with?
An arrow.
Oh.
Okay, so the orc kind of steps back and looses the arrow, and you kind of fumble with your like wrist. You have like a wrist kind of like gauntlet type thing, right?
For my shield?
Yeah, well, I mean, like for your other spells, like your grease and stuff, you have like a little
Yeah.
like wrist thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're kind of like fumbling, trying to flip, whichever switch or whichever toggle you need, and your form does kind of shift within that protective energy field. Um, but you see the arrow hit the energy field and kind of slow, but it still manages to just barely kind of pierce you. Dealing 5 points of piercing damage. Right, back at the top with Belial.
Okay. I am going to run up here and smoke this archer with a sword.
Yo, come on. Light up. Go light up. Light up.
Before you do that, sorry,
Okay.
I just want to. So you can choose to let that darkness, um, you know, influence you, or you can choose to stave it off as you did.
Okay.
So would
Like as of
you?
right now?
Yeah. So like when that initially happened, would you have attempted to stave it off, or would you have let it kind of in?
Nah, no, I would have attempted to stave it off.
Okay, so you're good. You're good.
Okay. Yeah. This is a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Oops, that's the wrong. Wait, that's the right die. 10 points of damage.
Nice.
Nice.
And then I'll go for an unarmed strike as well.
Okay.
$14 to hit.
Hits.
6 points of damage.
Hell yeah. All right. So you swing heavily from the right with your great sword, carving into its side, and as it kind of jumps to the opposite side, you use that momentum to pull its midsection into your knee. And as it kind of folds sideways over your knee, you hear the crack of ribs as the orc falls to its knees and then to its side, tumbling over the edge of the crevasse.
Nice. And then I'll just move here.
Okay.
And that's my go.
All right. Bjorn, you're up.
Cool. Can I get to the other side of this guy? Would that be an attempted flank or?
Not quite. So flank, you have to be like, it has to be, yeah, opposite.
I'm still reading. Still happening. That's a 9 plus a 6.
Yeah, that hits.
Nice. Is it this one? No, this one.
Yeah.
Then plus 13 points of damage.
Ooh, nice. Cool. So you come curling around the corner, kind of knocking the bronze brazier, kind of knocking the bronze brazier to the ground. The coals kind of scatter across the ground as you leap over them, swinging your axe downward and sinking it into this orcish figure. It kind of steps back aghast, blood spouting from its mouth. It's barely holding on.
Barely. Hold on. That's all I get. Someone get this guy.
All right, Yopa, you're up.
He's got to be almost dead. But I don't know that. I'll do 5. That's 5. Yeah. 10, 15. Gets me in. Are these just open? Or are they like doorways?
Oh gosh. So where these guys came from over here, it looks like a door was opened, and it's a very kind of like discreet looking door that you might have had to investigate closer to see. The other side looks like it's closed, but you're guessing just based on kind of the orientation of where the other orc was firing from, there's probably a door there as well.
I don't want to take the chance to try to like open. You would take an action to like see what it looks like. Is
Oh,
that...
on this door?
Yeah. Or is it just like a kind of knob thing?
Yeah.
I can see the hinges.
I would say, yeah, it's probably an action to investigate it to see like the opening mechanism.
Never mind. Then I'll coolly walk in as I did past Grandpa and Torin, and then I'll shoot at this orc here.
Okay.
Let's see. That is a failure. That's a 12. Dang it.
Okay.
Is it?
Yeah,
It is,
it is,
right?
unfortunately.
Yeah, man. Dang it.
Yeah. So you walk into the space and you're trying to like gauge your options. You look at where you imagine a door might be over here and over here at the visible orcish archer, and loose a crossbow bolt that just goes wide and kind of ricochets around the corner.
I just watch it ricochet around the corner, and then I'll use the rest of my movement to walk to this door.
Okay, sounds good. All right, youngest, you're up.
Me?
Yep.
I'm gonna try to shoot this dude again.
Okay.
That is a 13.
Hits.
Oh. For 9 points.
Nice. All right. So after your kind of failed shield attempt, you muster up some courage and peek your head into the slit once more, firing a crossbow bolt. And you see it's just about to kind of turn on its heel and begin running down the hallway, but you sink it into the side area of the torso as it just kind of scatters across the ground in its attempt to run away.
Nice.
Oi.
Holy. Anything else with your go?
Yeah, I'll run up to my pals.
Okay,
See what's up.
cool. Torin, you're up.
Alrighty here. I going to stroll through here, and I am going to cast Sacred Flame at this.
Okay, so dex save.
Yep.
16.
Yep, he saves.
Shaya.
Just saves.
Okay. You kind of extend your hammer forward as a pillar of electricity arcs from the ground to the floor. It just sidesteps, and you see its eyes kind of darting wildly back and forth, currently surrounded. Anything else with your go?
I'll just yell surrender.
Make an intimidation check.
Right. Let's see what my intimidation. No bonuses, but I got a natural 20, so
Oh,
flat
nice.
straight.
Good timing as well because it's their turn. You see the eyes kind of wandering between each of you, it kind of measuring its options. It throws its bow to the ground and kneels under its breath, saying, "Great oath will chew from your bones."
Great. Oh,
And as your party converges on this currently surrounded captor, it's thrown down its weaponry and laid itself at your feet to, whatever your will is, will end for today.
Right.
Alrighty.
ooh.
Good friggin' session.
That
Mhm.
was a good sesh.
So much.
Pretty intense at the end there.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys did a good job at preventing those war horns because it could have been a lot more traffic
A lot
potentially.
more.
Or
A lot more.
Yeah, just the one that went off like out on this landing was enough to kind of
Get the archers and stuff.
get the archers and the immediate guys, but
Yeah.
Alrighty, I'm glad. Cool. That was great.
yeah, thanks, Sander.
That was good.
yeah, no worries. That was super fun.
Yeah.
Feels fun to dive back into good old fashioned dungeon crawl.
Yep.
Yeah.
Back in the
Yeah, we
dungeon.
got to do both too. We got to do some good RP
Mm-hmm.
and some exploring and
Yeah.
venturing, and then some.
Filling.
Awesome. We're gonna make some food now.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
it's
It's like
what,
almost
almost 7. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty hungry as well.
Yeah. I got to peace out as well.
As well.
As well. But it was a good sesh, guys.
Yeah,
Was
Thanks everyone.
Yeah.
yeah. Thanks everyone.
We'll talk to you guys later.
Sounds good. Yeah, I hope everyone
Yeah.
has a good couple weeks, and I'll message back on the WhatsApp thread to see when you guys are free to play again.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Alright. Bye. Love you guys.
Catch y'all later. Love you.
Bye.
Love you guys.
Bye.
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 Love you.
Love you too. Bye.